Imagine this. The world watches as King Charles, the symbol of centuries of Western royalty and tradition, steps forward and says something so bold, so unexpected, that it leaves people speechless. Not about politics or economics, but about faith, about Islam. A king representing the height of worldly authority, publicly acknowledging that Islam is not fading, not confined to deserts or distant lands, but rising in a way the modern world can no longer ignore. When he predicted that Islam would continue to grow, to shape societies, to stand as a global truth that cannot be silenced, many were shocked. But perhaps they shouldn't have been, because deep down, the evidence has always been there. Islam is the fastest growing religion on earth. That's not speculation, it's fact, confirmed by data, history, and lived experience. Across continents, from New York's skyscrapers to African villages, from London's busy streets to the corners of Asia, people are entering Islam every single day. Men and women, young and old, rich and poor, all united by one simple truth. There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. And you have to ask why. In an age of information, entertainment, and distraction, why are millions turning to a faith revealed over 1,400 years ago? Because Islam isn't just surviving, it's thriving. Despite wars, colonization, and relentless propaganda, it stands stronger than ever. Empires have risen and fallen. The Romans, Persians, Mongols, and modern superpowers, all powerful, all temporary. Yet Islam remains, a tree whose roots run too deep to be pulled out. That's what King Charles may have seen. That history itself testifies. Islam cannot be erased. When the Mongols invaded, burning cities and killing scholars, people thought Islam was finished, until the Mongols themselves embraced the faith they once tried to destroy. When colonial powers took over Muslim lands, mocking the Quran and imposing foreign systems, Islam should have weakened, but it only spread faster, carried in the hearts of those who refused to let it die. Today, in the 21st century, despite stereotypes, hate, and misinformation, Islam continues to grow. Ironically, the attacks against it have become its greatest advertisement, driving people to research, to question, to discover the truth for themselves. Because you can demonize something only so long before people look behind the curtain. And when they open the Quran, listen to Muslims explain their faith, and witness the peace of prayer, they realize this is not what they were told. It isn't terror or backwardness. It's truth. A simple, powerful truth that speaks directly to the soul. Life has meaning. God is one, and we are here for a higher purpose than chasing money, fame, or fleeting pleasure. Islam doesn't belong to a race or region. It belongs to humanity. It doesn't care about color, nationality, or wealth. It speaks to the heart, and in a world drowning in chaos, anxiety, and emptiness, that message feels like water to a thirsty soul. That's why Islam is growing, unstoppably. When King Charles made his statement, it wasn't just royal opinion. It reflected reality. Whether people love it or hate it, Islam is not going anywhere. It's not a question of whether Islam will rise. The real question is, are we ready for it? Because history has already answered the first. In a world full of options, distractions, and philosophies, people still turn to Islam because it gives what nothing else can. Clarity, purpose, and peace of heart. It tells you God is one and eternal, that life is not random, that you are not an accident or a number, but a soul with dignity and responsibility. It teaches that success isn't measured by wealth or fame, but by purity of heart, justice, and compassion. And this message belongs to everyone, equally. Islam doesn't recognize chosen races or privileged nations. It tells a white man in London, a black woman in Lagos, a farmer in Indonesia, and a student in New York the same truth. You are equal, dignified, and created to worship the one God. In a world consumed by racism, inequality, and arrogance, that message is revolutionary. That's why Islam grows, even where it's most maligned. People see Muslims bowing 5 times a day, fasting from dawn to sunset in Ramadan, and they wonder what gives such devotion. They see millions dressed alike in Hajj, black, white, rich, poor, circling the Kaaba in unity, and realize this is not ritual. It's equality in motion. Slowly stereotypes crumble. The beauty of discipline, family, and peace shines through. Islam doesn't just survive modernity, it thrives on it. The internet, once thought to destroy religion, has become the greatest dawah tool in history. A TikTok clip of Quran recitation, a YouTube story of reversion, a podcast about faith. Each day these touch hearts worldwide. That's why Islam spreads fastest in the West. Despite propaganda, once people strip away the noise, they find Islam isn't the monster they were warned about. It's the truth they were searching for. That's why King Charles's words resonated. He wasn't forecasting statistics. He was describing a reality. Islam isn't just growing. It's awakening hearts. It's transforming lives. It's not merely another religion. It's a force of clarity in an age of confusion. Once you taste that clarity, you can't unsee it. You can't go back. Many converts say, "It feels like I came home," because that's exactly what it is. The soul returning to its source. And no matter how advanced technology becomes, or how loud the distractions grow, the human heart will always crave truth. And Islam delivers it. Every empire and ideology in history has had its rise and fall. The Romans, Persians, Mongols, and colonial powers, all left behind ruins and stories. Islam, born in the deserts of Arabia and revealed to an unlettered man, outlived them all. When the Mongols burned Baghdad, people thought Islam would die, yet the conquerors themselves became its defenders. When colonizers banned Arabic, mocked the Quran, and tried to replace Islamic law, Islam survived underground, in whispers, in secret schools, in hearts. And when they finally withdrew, Islam stood untouched. Even today, when media empires spend billions to distort its image, people aren't turning away. They're turning toward it. Every attempt to suppress Islam has only made it stronger. Every attack has opened more eyes. Every insult has sparked more curiosity. Because Islam's strength doesn't come from armies or wealth. It comes from truth. From a Quran unchanged for 2,400 years. From believers who rise before dawn to pray. From billions of hearts facing the same direction, 5 times a day. That's why Islam remains, and always will. Empires are written in history books, but Islam is written in hearts. And hearts can't be conquered. That's what King Charles understood when he spoke. Not merely as a monarch, but as a student of history, who has seen civilizations rise and fall while Islam endures. If Islam survived the Mongols, colonization, and modern propaganda, why would it stop now? It cannot be erased by fire, by war, or by hashtags. Because Islam holds something no force can touch. The truth. And truth by its nature is indestructible.